fun to like play now because it's, I don't know, it still sounds fresh or feels fresh.
Yeah.
Playing it live. Yeah, just it's fun to see how songs age. If they age well or poorly.
Yeah. Do you have any songs that have aged poorly?
Oh yeah, I think like just not knowing what you're doing, because I've always like recorded my own music, and so like trying to figure that out. Like I mean I wouldn't change anything because it's kind of fun to watch the process of a musician trying to figure out what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's fun to reflect and see how you've grown.
Definitely. Like I've talked about this before, but I've got songs that I've posted them to SoundCloud and stuff, and I go back and look at them because I remember when I posted them, I was like, "Yo, me and my producer, we were like, dude, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, how did we come up with this? This is like
we're gonna be
great.
famous tomorrow."
And then like, how could we not become famous? And then looking back at them now, I'm like, yikes! Wow, they're still posted, but
yeah, that's the thing though. Is I think like that's my favorite thing about music in general is that feeling that you have when you even think like this is great. Like you really do feel that way in the moment, and you really never know how it's gonna connect with the audience. There's songs that people like it. I'm like, oh, really? That's the one that you liked? That's the one that I didn't really.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. Just like that's not the one I would have thought would have connected. But
Like I put
you
that
really
because I needed one extra song.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. There's definitely like albums where it's like, I'd like maybe 10 songs on this, so I'll do a couple like last minute like filler songs. But for whatever reason,
They're the best ones.
That's one that someone like. Yeah, I don't know.
I've also come to notice, like, because I do that sometimes, where like I'll usually when I find like a new artist I really like, I'll download like all their albums, I'll listen to them all the way through, and then I'll find like that one song that feels like a filler song, and I'll be like, yeah, this one isn't that great, and then that one ends up over time becoming my favorite song of theirs. I'm like, what the fuck was that? How did that happen?
Yeah,
and like it definitely could be because I overplayed all the rest of his music, But like that, I don't know. That one song always sticks with me.
Ruin the rest of the album.
Yeah. I think there's something to like capturing something in the moment and like not really. I think when you like overproduce things or like you're hyper focused on it, you kind of you can lose the fun and spontaneity of the track. And so like sometimes like when you just throw something together, like it connects more for some reason. I think it's on more of like a visceral level.
It's more raw.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one reason I've always liked folk music in the sense of it's just, instruments that are, stripped down and it's people just singing. There's not a lot of production. Not that I love produce stuff too, but
production's sweet, but also if you can like do it live anywhere, with like your friends and you're camping or something, that would be really cool.
Totally. Yeah.
I think that is like super high value.
That's like a super good skill that I've always wanted to have, like playing the guitar and stuff, like just to be able to like bring it out to like events with friends and shit like that, and just play and jam. But I've never been able to pick up that skill. I've tried
takes patience
multiple times, and I don't have the patience for it. I tried learning the banjo, and I was learning that pretty good for like 3 or 4 months, but the banjo's fucking hard,
it's
bro.
Really hard. Yeah.
And I was like, why the fuck did I pick the most difficult fucking thing to learn?
It's hard. It's a great sound. I've played banjo in a band before, but it was very simple.
How many strings?
It was a 5-string banjo, but I took the top string off.
Okay.
So I played it a different way, the wrong way.
Interesting. Like your own
wrong
way.
way to play an instrument.
Yeah,
except not playing it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So it worked. So, but yeah, the banjo I love. If I could actually play it well, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
'cause it's a cool instrument.
Yeah, I wanted it because I started listening to like folk and bluegrass and stuff, and I was like, wow, this music is amazing.
Yep.
And just the way that the banjo sounded, I was like, okay, I want to do this. And this was kind of like when I wasn't making music, and this was like COVID. I was just hanging out with friends. We were going backpacking and hiking all the time and camping, and I was like, I just want to pull out the banjo and just start, and that never happened.
I was actually getting into guitar like right around the same time, remember?
Oh man, you guys could have been a
because
duo. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, he was like listening to more bluegrass stuff, and I was listening to like heavy metal at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, damn, I love the way like drop D sounds fucking sick.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this really cool festival. It's the Bluegrass Father's Day Festival in Grass Valley that they do it.
Bluegrass metal festival.
Dude, that'd be banjo through some
Blue
distortion
metal.
pedals. That'd be
Hey, that would
awesome.
actually be
I'm sure it's
sick.
out there. We'll have to look for it.
Somebody invent a genre, blue metal. That sounds sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like drop tune your fucking banjo. Sweet.
That festival though, it's really cool. It's kind of that. It's like there's camping on the campgrounds, and then they have like 5 stages. But the best part is just going to campsites and everyone's just like jamming.
Oh, that
until,
sounds
like,
really cool.
till
Actually,
like 5 in the morning.
so that's in Orville.
It's in Grass
Or
Valley.
Grass Valley.
Yeah, every Father's Day. It's like for a week. It's really cool.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds badass
That
as
sounds
fuck.
like something
Yeah.
to check out.
When's
Yeah, it
Father's Day?
is. I think it's in June sometime.
Okay, yeah. I know. I always fucking forget.
I know.
I have to
That's
Google
hard.
that.
I rely on Google Calendar for that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I rely on my dad for Mother's Day too. Don't forget Mother's Day's coming up. I'm like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm finishing up. Calvin Black and I worked on a record, and we got banjo on a couple songs. So
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah.
Sick.
Banjo the rapper.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. What kind of genre are you guys going for? Just like your own?
It's all over the place, and it's really been fun because we'd get together every Sunday and just like what do you got? And so like he'd either start with like a chord progression on keys, or I would come up with something on guitar, or there's one that like just had the kind of like this humming thing that we're like, hey, let's make that into a song. So it was
Nice.
a really fun kind of creative process.
Experimental album.
It very much so.
Nice.
I think it turned out really cool though. It's different.
When's it dropping?
That's a good question. I know you guys pressure people on getting
Yeah.
release dates.
We've never pressured a single person into doing anything on the show.
I actually was like thinking about that. I was like, oh, they better not pressure me.
No,
But I knew it was gonna
no
come.
pressure. You just have to pick a date.
I know it'll be this year. It'll be this year.
Yeah.
So-
So like what month this year?
I'm gonna say December.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like in
What
December.
day in
Was
December?
there a day like
Well,
early December or late December?
It's
you
funny
think?
because Calvin and my birthday, we both were born on December 16th.
Dude, no
So-
way.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
That's
so
our
crazy.
birthday. No.
Almost got me.
No, our birthday's on the 18th.
Well, you're 18th?
Both of ours, yeah.
December 18th?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's actually not even the 18th.
Not even close.
you guys are
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So maybe then that'd be cool, but I can't promise anything.
You said
Okay, so it'll be at least be a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be good.
there we go.
Nice.
Before Christmas this year, look out for that album.
You heard it here first on the Broccoli Pod.
Yep. Yep.
Don't
Speaking
worry,
of which,
I'll edit this so you say that it's gonna come out on the 16th.
we'll pick a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a day. Like, whenever we
Can
want
you just
it
say
to come out.
every number up to 31 real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah,
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, just to like warm up before the show, we're just gonna go through all of the months.
Yeah,
Okay.
as if-
Just for the mic
January,
check, make sure the
February,
levels
yeah.
are right.
As if
That's good.
somebody, is getting placed though. So like the first, second, third, just like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
make sure that there's like a 1 second like breath between each
Man,
one.
there's
Yeah.
so many. You guys are asking a lot.
Sorry, we're just
Oh my
really specific
God.
about the sound.
No, yeah. Jesus.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we're watching the Broccoli Pod.
No, I really. This has been a super enjoyable podcast. I watch every episode, and
dude.
you guys are great.
Oh,
Well, I'm really happy to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got a great podcast too. Like
Thanks.
you had us on. I listened to the whole thing, and it's definitely as good as it felt when we were in there recording it.
It's
Behind
fun.
the Music with Zach Zeller.
Yeah,
It's fun because it's the first few were like 6 hours long, and I realized
Holy
it was
shit.
yeah, I know, and I realized I was really putting the guests through a lot. And,
You're asking a lot.
it like people were starting to get tired and fatigued, and so then we broke those up into different episodes. So now I'm trying to keep it to like 2 hours. But I kind of like the natural flow of conversation where, yeah, you might have a few minutes where it's kind of like, you're kind of searching for the next thing to talk about, but it's natural.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get it, it's really just like it's there for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you guys do that for yours. It's just very free flowing.
Yeah, that's
conversational.
Yeah, that's kind of like why we try to do it this way now.
It's also because we're dumb.
Yeah, we're very.
That has to do with a lot.
I'm sure you know, watching all of our episodes, you've seen like us like change the way we're doing things, and now, you know, we're doing like a little pre-show and stuff like that, trying to really incorporate just the free flowiness and get all like the jitters, the bugs out before we get on the camera and everything like that.
Yeah. I know. I was a little nervous.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I drank like 6 cups of coffee, so that didn't help. But
I thought you were gonna say you drank like six
beers
or something. I was like, damn, my boy's plastered over here. Like we've had some people that get fucked up on here, but damn, it's been a
one of them.
Yeah.
Jay being one of them.
That only happened one
Baited.
time.
And we didn't even actually release that episode yet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm excited to see that. That'll be fun.
Actually, we might release that one for the. We might release that one for the.
It's all right. That's
for the
Legos.
Patreon,
It's just Legos.
which we actually just started. Yeah, we just started the Patreon. Got a couple of videos on there. It's hard. It's difficult. It's trying to find a direction with that.
How does that work? Do they get to choose like how much they pay, or is there like a certain like a rate that you have?
Yeah,
to pay?
it's a certain rate. So it's per subscription. You get
I think we can make tiers of it, and it can be like $5 a month or $10 a month, and you get like certain things with each tier.
Cool.
It's only $5 a month right now. We just have the one tier because we're only doing behind the scenes, behind the broccoli is what we're calling it.
Yeah, and essentially it's nothing. So like we're trying to do stuff, but if they want to support us, that's how they would do it.
That's cool.
Well, we figure out stuff to give them.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. 1, 2, 3.
I've been buzzing like a freight train all night and every day. I've been drowned in my brain in booze and sugar cane. Yeah, wait until when I get home and lay my head down. Oh no, I can't do this again. I'm back in the morning, popping Advil 03. Now I feel like a champion. It's time to hit the streets and lay my head down. Oh no, I can't do this again. I'm buzzing like a freight train. I'm buzzing like a freight train. I'm buzzing like a freight train. I'm buzzing like a freight train.
That cat is not doing its job. It's supposed to be watching the fucking camera, bro.
Now that'd be rad
Something like
if the lens were like mirrors.
Ooh.
Then you'd really be watching.
That would be
That'd be
cool.
trippy.
Put it in the eye.
Yeah.
Or-
Oh, man.
You know,
Yeah.
we should cut out circles behind that and put glass there so people could watch on the other side through those.
The viewing room.
Yeah.
Oh man, I do not like that.
Just like look over and there's like eyes looking through there, each one.
I don't like wherever that's going.
Oh man.
But yeah, go check out our Patreon. It's only $5 a month. We're gonna have weekly content on there. The more that we have support on there, because we don't make any money doing this, as we've said, the more support we have on there, the more we're gonna be able to give you guys.
Yeah.
You know,
and we're calling it Behind the
support.
Music
Behind the
Nice.
broccoli
with Zach Zeller.
Yeah. Alive and in person.
It's like does VH1 still do Behind the Music? Those are cool. Those little
VH1?
documentary things. Oh god, I'm dating myself.
No,
Never mind.
I actually know what you're talking
Never
about.
mind.
I actually know what you're talking about. It's like a 30 for 30, but for music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't even think TMZ is like got a channel anymore, really.
Yeah. Well, I think MTV bought VH1.
I think they've
something.
been reduced to like
Yeah.
a little dealio.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
YouTube clips.
Right. Right.
I haven't like watched cable in a long time. I
Yeah,
wonder
neither.
what that's like now. I wonder, like, how do they even make money anymore?
How
Because
do commercials still work?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine advertisements. I mean, that's still how they make it, but I don't know.
it's on every fucking app that you have.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
but I get
don't-
pissed off when I have to watch like 45 seconds of an ad, an unskippable ad. I'm like, fucking Bud Light. I hate this commercial.
Yeah, I'm never buying Bud Light
Yeah.
ever again.
Yeah. Or like, it's just some random ad that's like targeted to me. And it's like,
Right.
I hate you so much. I said that one time.
Or like,
Yeah.
great, I was just talking about this. Now I have to buy it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I pretty much just watch like YouTube streaming stuff. I don't know. I haven't watched cable in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you watch like Netflix and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I watch like Netflix, Hulu. I mean, I have all of them. So I have
Yeah.
all the streaming services. I pay for all of them.
Pay like $60 a month for all.
Oh
of them.
yeah, probably more than that.
Yeah.
Within like Spotify, and I don't even look anymore. I know it adds up. It's probably over $100.
Yeah.
But mostly YouTube, like podcasts.
We'll just
and
get Rocket
kind of
Money and
stuff.
find out exactly how much you're spending.
Is that's a thing?
Rocket Money. Yeah.
Sponsored by Rocket
Sponsored by-
Money.
Yeah.
You worked that in there nicely.
I know,
That was-
thanks.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, Rocket Money.
Yeah. Please.
Check your ad spend.
Yeah, I don't know. I should be better at my budgeting, but
It's cool.
Yeah.
I got rid of all my streaming services just because like Pornhub's
Yeah.
free now, so
oh yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm just on there all the time.
Yeah.
Like
It's,
all the time.
Yeah, like I said, I got rid of Netflix.
well, your guys. I mean, it's on your show's on YouTube. Is it like on all the
It's
streaming
on
services too?
And
all
OnlyFans.
anywhere to find. Yeah. Anywhere.
We were
Actually,
big on OnlyFans first.
maybe that's a thing.
That could be.
Broccoli Pod on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean,
Check us out.
support us on OnlyFans.
We got Patreon and OnlyFans. Those are the two.
That would be the most the worst avenues to go down. Yeah, we scratched YouTube for OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You could call it broccoli bod.
Broccoli bod.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll just do it shirtless.
Yeah.
It's the exact same podcast but shirtless.
We'll go through and script every single podcast, like go back and remember what everyone said.
Perfect.
Invite the guests back, just do it shirtless.
I-
But exactly the same way it happened before.
Word for word.
Yeah. Every laugh has to be inserted and done the same.
Laugh tracks.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna lose a lot of money. This is it seems very
Pretty
expensive.
much every idea we ever have is like just ever consuming money.
Yeah.
Like we don't we haven't had a single idea that would make money. It's all just terrible like
Oh, you know what we could do? We don't have to script anything. We could take the audios and just play it over the same amount of time of us just
in
sitting here
Spanish.
with our shirts off, just like doing other stuff. Like we could be
Gross.
playing volleyball. Just with
I don't
it
want to do
in the
other
background.
stuff shirtless with anybody here.
Well,
This
This episode's already ruined.
You
you know,
vote.
I love that I get to go off the rails with you guys. This is cool.
Oh yeah, we don't have rails.
Yeah.
No
there's-
bumpers here.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we're
Rocks
handicap-free
without
bowlers.
rocks without borders.
I like that.
That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, how did you get interested in first starting to do music?
Man, I started going to like punk shows when I was like 12,
Okay.
and my parents would drop me off, and I fell into the culture of like just going to shows, dressing like a punk, you know, like, big old spiky hair, and
Pumpkin.
You got
yeah.
pictures of it?
yeah, I'm sure there are somewhere. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's right there.
oh, yeah, I'll have to. Oh yeah, I'll find one.
You mohawking?
Yeah, I had just big spikes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
big old
Like
spikes.
Liberty spikes.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, so I did that, you know. I mean, I loved going to shows, just being like in the live music scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I want to play a guitar. Like we'd go out, after school and like skateboard every day. And then that turned into like picking up guitars and just like making noise and making bands and stuff. And pretty much just haven't stopped. Started playing shows like when I was like 19 or so. And just, it's a grind. Just
How long have you been doing that for?
It was 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
So
dude.
it's
And you're really out here like all the time. Like
I try to be. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know much about the rest of your life, but I know that like pretty much every night that I see you, you're out like at a show doing music or like just something involving music.
Yeah.
You're also super supportive of the community, like, in general. I see you go into a lot of different things.
I mean, that's the thing is like, I've seen the music scenes like ebb and flow, and honestly, like right now, it's at a really good, maybe the best I've ever seen it. So it's like, I got to be out there and support. Like this stuff doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen it where there's absolutely nowhere to play, and you're just doing like DIY shows out in the park, or it's
hey man, broccoli doesn't grow on the ground.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah, broccoli doesn't grow on trees.
And that's what's cool is like, with you guys in kind of like your scene, it was very much like DIY. It sounds like. I wasn't there from the beginning, but just to see it over the last few years grow to where it's like now like these bigger shows and stuff, like that inspires me to like, up my game and like be out there and create stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the internet made it a lot easier.
That's true.
Because we can just like buy equipment. Like we don't need to go anywhere, We can just kind of like all have regular jobs and just go buy stuff and do it ourselves.
Yeah. That's true.
Like you don't need anybody to do anything nowadays. You just go buy the shit that you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
you could always still buy the stuff. You just have to go to the stores and shit like that.
Yeah,
and I'm sure it was a lot more expensive back then too.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Reading and was playing shows, and then when I was I guess I was 20ish, I moved to Chico because the scene here is dead. All the venues closed. And there was a really good scene like in the early 2000s, like indie rock and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Chico with a bunch of my buddies, and they had a great music scene. And I went to school there and did their music industry program at Chico State.
Okay.
And so I got to learn, all about like music business and recording and all that stuff, and realized like, oh, you can like do this yourself. Like I would like record my own demos, like on 8-track and stuff, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I still don't really know. I know more, but it's just fun to like just record. Like that's probably like my biggest passion is recording music.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chico is a great community, great scene. There's still a lot of the same people are there doing stuff. And then I moved back to Reading in like 2013, and the scene was like pretty dead still.
Yeah.
And then the Dip opened back up. They used to be on Lake Boulevard back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were they one of the like venues?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like Serendipity, the coffee shop during the day, and then a venue at night.
Oh.
And so like they brought in a ton of great bands.
So it does have a background. Like the Dip used to be Serendipity.
Yeah, the Dip was back in like the early 2000s. Yeah, it was like emo bands and indie rock and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and so then they opened the Dip now, and they've ever since then I feel like it's more venues have opened up, and now it's like, I mean, like the other night there was like 3 shows to pick from.
Yeah,
it's like that's insane. I don't remember the last time. And it's like that pretty often now, which is great. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like just kind of doing stuff in the park. That's what Calvin Sunday Studios was doing before, all these venues really started opening up to people.
Yeah.
It's very recent.
Mm-hmm.
The Dip was really the only one, and they were shut down for a while too.
Right.
And they were doing shows at like the skate park or just Caldwell, just in general, and like Concrete Lodge was pretty big.
Yeah.
The free shows and
Yeah,
stuff. But it was a skate shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's been really nice having all these other venues open up. You got the Cellar, which I think their venue's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They like it does get hot, and the lights can be too much for some people. It can get overwhelming in there, but they're fixing some of their issues right now, and just that close knit atmosphere, like where everything's enclosed, it's underground. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. That was actually my practice space for like 5 years.
Really?
Before they sold the building.
No way.
Yeah, and it's we
cool.
threw some DIY shows down there, and it's cool. Like I still, even going back to like the punk shows, like I've played on bigger stages, but I still prefer the small, crammed, like when you're, shoulder to shoulder, sweating it out.
Yeah,
like it's an experience, and it's
you're there doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good spot. Taylor Swift, she like recorded all of her vocals on one of those.
Really?
Yeah, it's like her go-to mic.
I'm gonna have to start recording.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Because that's.
Because I sound like Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Yeah. He is Taylor Swift.
Just tears my face off.
Just gets like taller by 3 inches.
What?
Taylor Swift's like 6'5", bro.
What?
She's tall.
She's tall. She's tall as fuck.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Google facts.
How tall is Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift is 5 feet 10 inches.
Okay, never mind. I lied. Okay, everying that
She's
I've ever known
6'5".
is a lie.
Taylor Swift is 6'5".
I thought she was only 6 foot.
Yeah, fuck.
Uh,
I still, that's a tall bitch.
Yo.
But she's only as tall as me. That's weird.
Yeah.
Just by her personality, I feel like she's like 6'5".
Although she's probably wearing like heels.
Oh,
that's probably,
Yeah, that's definitely adds to it.
yeah.
5-inch heels,
Yeah.
definitely.
Did you guys see all that stuff about like what's the guy's name? Something the barber. He's like
Benny?
Benny. Is that his name?
Benny the
the
Butcher?
barber? No, Benny the Butcher's a rapper.
No, I didn't see it.
There's like some famous Hollywood barber, and he's all tattooed like a clown. And I guess he goes to those private celebrity parties and stuff.
Oh, I did hear
was
something
talking
about this,
about-
but I'm not.
I think I told you about it. Yeah. And I guess he was talking about how like Taylor Swift drinks blood and like does cocaine and like eats babies and shit.
She does
Whoa.
cocaine
Okay.
in Hollywood?
Whoa.
I mean, she seems like a regular, like, you know,
Wow. This is news to me.
doesn't seem like she eats babies,
This
is all I'm
news to
saying.
me.
I love Taylor Swift, so
I'm a huge fan.
I'm a Swiftie for
I've
sure.
But
always-
also, I have a conspiracy about all that stuff. Is all of these famous people or whatever that do these big concerts, like Taylor Swift and like The Weeknd and shit.
Mhm.
Anybody basically who's wearing like all red in their stuff, I think those are like demonic Satan like rituals, and everybody is unknowingly participating in them by like being in the crowd,
Dang.
and they're like leading a ritual.
Seance.
Like, yeah, basically a seance, and all of these people are like cheering and chanting it on
Oh, at the show.
at the show. And it has to do with, and I'm sure it has to do with their chorus or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, however their chorus works, I'm sure.
That takes it to another level. That's wild.
It kind of, it's definitely possible. I've had theories about that as well, but also, I don't know if you've ever been in that mindset of like cocaine, living a fast life, and like having like a lot of money, but there's certain parts of it where you start to like lose yourself, and like you're like, oh, trying to like pretend or like channel like that demonic energy would like be kind of fun or like cool, because it's like a different feeling for people like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not about like, oh, I'm like gonna like actually be demonic. It's just like, how do I put this? No, I just sound weird.
I can
Like,
maybe
complete that thought.
I
I'm not
can
demonic,
maybe
I
see where you're
promise.
going with that, but
It's just about like the vibe. It's not like about like, it's just about
Yeah.
being weird and like creepy.
yeah,
You
no,
know?
I see where you were going with that. I also think, though, that if they are like that, where you would have to be a huge superstar, like you saw the Super Bowl party with like Rihanna or whatever.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
She's like wearing the all red and like doing the thing. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that looks like a ritual deal, and
Mhm.
then she gets paid so much and is so rich that that's probably what she gets paid for.
Yeah.
Is they're like, yo, lead this like ritual or seance or whatever, and we'll pay you hella fat. And then there's a bunch of people who are just like, oh, I think that's cool or whatever, you know, and they like do it where they're like still not that famous, but
Mhm.
the people who are super famous do all that, you know. So I think they get paid to do that.
Dang. You guys are wild.
We're conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I never thought of it. I don't know.
I don't trust anything.
Yeah. I have a pretty simple mind though, so
If it does, if it affects anything, I don't believe it. Like, nope,
yeah.
nope, no government.
I guess for me, the reason I believe it differently, like slightly differently, is just because like I don't really believe in like demons and all that. I kind of do, but more of like in a different way. More of like just like the energy that you put out affects people. I don't think. I know there's people that worship like Baal and like all these other things, but we've only seen that in like Bohemian Grove, and who knows how much of that is actually like affected outside of that. Maybe that's just like a cult of like rich people that might not just be like what the elites are trying to put out there. There's only a small percentage of people that would actually be like, I'm not listening to The Weeknd because he did this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And all that's going to do is get people to like he's going to be trending more. You know what I mean?
it just seems that does not seem like the way to go about it. If I was a team, I wouldn't be like.
But everybody does it.
Yeah,
Everybody
now.
picks sides, and everybody like not I'm not talking about like the demonic shit, but I'm like saying shit that like people obviously don't like.
Yeah, no, definitely.
For
But there's like
publicity,
some
like
things that we
clickbaity type
stay
shit.
away from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
nobody's
religion
gonna be
isn't
like,
one of them.
It should be, and it used to be,
Politics is just as controversial as religion, if
And
not more.
which also used to be a private thing.
But that was before like TikTok and Facebook and all that shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, all of this stuff is like fairly new, right?
Well, yeah, but they haven't been doing it forever though. Like all the demonic stuff is also fairly new.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm confused. Why are we disagreeing here? Like, how are we disagreeing?
Well, we were saying something
Yeah,
at the beginning.
you're just trying to disagree with me. I'm
No.
right. I'm like with you on that. That's what I'm saying.
No. What we were disagreeing about is that they're doing it for like demonic purposes.
Oh yeah, I think they are for sure.
Yeah, I just think like they totally could be. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate more than anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they could just be doing it to get publicity.
Yeah, and
know
I
what I
guess
mean?
my response to that is more just that, like, yeah, I don't think that that's the way that they would go about it. And like, if I'm The Weeknd or whatever, and I do believe in something, I would be like, and they're like, you should do this for clout. I'd be like, I don't know about that.
But does he believe?
Like, that's
in
probably
anything?
not
If he doesn't believe in God,
no.
he doesn't.
Even
care
if he
about
doesn't
that.
care about God, I just mean like, I don't know if that's the way to go about it, guys. You know, like that's my first instinct is like,
But you believe in God.
even if I
heavily.
didn't though, like I don't. My first instinct isn't to offend somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were like, you should go like all God, all like 100%, I'd probably be like, I don't know if that's the way to go about it either.
Mm-hmm. But that's like what I was saying about like trending. Like the more you offend one certain group of people, the more you're trending about that certain thing. You know, the more of other people like you that don't like that thing.
Yeah.
And I'd say at this day and age, there's probably an equal amount of people that believe and don't believe.
What do you think, Zach?
Oh man.
What do you think? We need some input here.
I don't know. I got an F in debate class, so I'm not very good. I'm a pretty in the middle. I don't have a lot of.
You're not a very good
opinions.
baiter.
I'm not.
Not the best baiter. It takes
I'm
you a
not
while.
The best baiter. I'm not. No.
Takes you a while.
We're masters.
Yeah.
We've been baiting each other. Cut.
End scene.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's fun. Like it kind of feels like band dynamics because like in bands, this is kind of you have different opinions and things. You know, talking about like lyrics or song structure, and it is very much you have to talk things out and figure it out. you know?
Yeah.
So, I like to listen to you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, at the end, we essentially are going to agree to disagree because
Yeah.
neither of us are going to change our mind.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you. But
We're both very strong-willed individuals.
Yeah.
Well, that's the fun. But see, that's the thing about like just discussion is if you go into it like not trying to change someone's mind, you just go into it just to learn, their side,
Mhm.
then you can have a good conversation. Like I think we've lost that a little bit or people are nervous to talk with people that might have a differing opinion
Yeah.
because they're afraid that they're gonna get ridiculed or it's gonna go
Backlash.
south. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like
It
it's
becomes a
okay.
confrontation.
It
really
does, and
quickly.
it shouldn't
Mhm.
because it's yeah. I mean that's how you get to learn about people and how can you grow as a person unless you see other sides of the coin.
And if you're that type of person that like gets mad at other people for having differing opinions, like you're the problem. Like because like understandably so in some cases, like there's certain issues that, like pedophiles, right? Like fuck pedophiles. If anybody has a fucking differing opinion on that, like they should fucking burn. But like for, regular shit, if you're just mad
What's
because somebody
regular?
just anything that's not like super serious like that. But if you like get mad at people for having a differing opinion than you, I just don't think that's right. I think that
Yeah.
like causes the issue of people not wanting to share their problems with you
Yeah, I think
or their
everyone,
beliefs.
if you just practice some patience and like going into a conversation like knowing like I'm not here to like change your mind. I'm
Mhm.
just here to listen because we all have a different story and a different upbringing and there's all these different variables
Perception.
that bring us to where we're at. And if we can like talk about those things, I think a lot of times you find a lot more in common than you do different.
Yeah.
So I think we have to try to focus on finding those things that we have in common, so we can just
Yeah.
be peaceful.
live in
Yeah,
harmony.
and while I agree with that completely, I find that most of the time I'm right and everybody else is wrong, and
Me
that's
too.
fine. And that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
It's all good.
I feel
Yeah.
the same.
No, I mean that's the thing is you guys wouldn't be doing this if you weren't open minded and had that patience and like
And there's-
understanding.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to
Yeah.
I want somebody to bring me like such clear evidence that I have to change my mind. Like that is
Yeah.
what I
gotcha.
want.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will change my mind too. If you're like, yo, check this out. Like
Yeah.
this is undisputed
Exactly.
proof. I'm like, yes,
Right.
banging.
Sweet.
Right.
I was way off base, but now I know.
Exactly.
You know,
dude.
like
Yeah.
I thought that shit was crazy. I thought there was lizards in the government.
Yeah.
They were making the frogs gay.
and that
You know?
Right.
and that's another thing is people are afraid of like having like being wrong. They're
Yeah.
like they also don't want to debate because if somebody proves them wrong, then they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Yeah.
thing that they've been telling other people about for so long is like totally false.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough to come to the conclusion where it's like, oh shit, or to like. I think a lot of people even realize like, oh, I'm wrong, but I still have to fight my point.
Yeah, that's what it
Mhm.
is.
You
these
know,
days,
but
I
it's
think.
like,
Yeah. That's I
it
think-
should be more acceptable to just say like, hey, like, I didn't think of it that way. You're right. Like,
Yeah,
no, man.
yeah.
Sorry, I've been fighting you for the past 40 minutes on this issue here.
That's a big problem I see with
Right.
like the left and right. Like both sides of the political spectrum is it's become such like a cult mentality that even though some of their policies might be right, because some of their policies are right, they just assume that everything on their side is right and everything on the other side has to be completely wrong.
Mhm.
And it's such a lack of accountability that they feel like they have to fight it to the death, even though there's all this outlandish, so much evidence that like these points are wrong.
I know. And so in order to cure that, we just have to install communism.
Yeah,
And then the country will be saved.
yeah. Just give all your money to us, the Broccoli Boys.
The Broccoli Boys.
And,
And we'll give you food stamps,
Mhm.
actual pieces of paper stamps,
Mhm.
not worth anything, that you
Well,
can redeem for pieces of bread. in
You
your
guys
corner
can
store.
have as much free corn as you want.
and
what,
crickets.
cornfields?
Corn and crickets.
Corn and crickets. Ooh, Jimmy
I like
Jimmy
that.
Cricket corn and I smoke crack. That's not how it goes.
Well, we should open a restaurant, Crickets and Corn.
Ooh,
It'll be the new McDonald's.
it'll be like Boots and Cats. Crickets corn, crickets corn. It doesn't really flow off the tongue as
Corn and
well.
crickets. Corn and crickets.
Sounds like a southern restaurant.
It does.
Corn and crickets.
Okay. Now we're treading a little close to the line here. We're on that thin blue line they're always talking about. Oh, right. Okay, just kidding. Whoops. That's a cue. But back to what we were saying. What do you think though? Come on.
I don't.
You gotta. You have an opinion.
About any,
It
like,
doesn't have to be a good one.
I don't even remember what the argument was about.
It wasn't an argument.
Or
It was
the
a discussion.
discussion.
It was
Yeah,
a
we were
discussion.
discussing
We were discussing
demonic
satanic worship.
symbolism in
Oh,
Hollywood.
I don't know.
Mostly.
In
I
music. Well,
honestly,
Hollywood,
like,
yeah.
I guess my mind just doesn't go there. I don't know enough to.
Never really
So
thought
what do
about
you
that.
think when
on
you
it.
see like Rihanna's show or whatever? When like, and I'm not saying this is a fact, but she was clearly like putting her hands in the shape of a triangle, wearing all red. Everything was like shaped like a triangle. If it wasn't her intention, it did seem like she was hinting at the Illuminati. It was a big coincidence. That's a pretty strong coincidence.
I guess. I mean, I thought it was a great Super Bowl act.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's my true
Yeah.
opinion.
Okay. No, that's
I
super fair.
I was entertained.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Rihanna. And I think
It didn't even cross
That's
your
cool.
mind. You weren't even like,
the thing that was
Damn.
like, no, the
everybody's
thing-
wearing an awful lot of red in this.
I mean, I like red. So, like, maybe I'm part of it. And I don't even know. No, honestly, what I was thinking the whole time is like, 'cause she was standing on that platform, like the clear platforms, and it was like way up in the air. And I was just like nervous the whole time, like, oh my God, that's so high up in the air and like doing all those crazy moves and stuff. And that's like where mine
And you're 7 months pregnant.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Has there ever been
So-
in like a performance that you thought like, this is like weird, or like, why are they doing it like this?
I'm trying to think.
Nothing
there
that
was-
like stands out to you.
I mean,
though.
like the craziest show I ever went to is like it was a local show, and there was a band called the Deadlines, and it was like kind of like goth punk, and they set their drums on fire, and
that's sick.
so yeah, it seemed pretty demonic.
Yeah.
so. But I thought it was kind of
That's
badass.
fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess they didn't make a bunch of money off of that, but like,
No, it was.
I was thinking more like Sam Smith, you know?
Oh,
like,
right,
something
right.
Like
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess
that. Not that his thing was super weird or anything.
I just said I don't know enough about it. So yeah, I mean I love a lot of the big artists,
Mm-hmm.
but
And
I guess
apparently
I
communism. So
guess so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It works for us. So just give us all your stuff.
yeah, I guess that's fine.
Um,
Everybody's money in a pile.
so straying away from that, what are like your top 10 artists?
Top 10 artists. It's always changing, like because I do like a lot of different styles of music. I think like the first
What do you
band
listen to these days?
these days. Actually I listen to a lot of like there's that YouTube channel Lo-Fi Girl.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
like the lo-fi like study beats and stuff.
you know about the conspiracy for her?
Like like 10 hours in a coffee house.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked into it recently, but okay, sorry.
Oh, I thought he was joking.
No, I'm dragging everything off of these. But anything you say, I got you. No, so the Lo-Fi Girl. How long have you been listening to it? For a while now.
I'd say 3 or 4 years.
I don't know what this has to do with the government, but I'll find out. No, okay. So old Lo-Fi Steady Girl.
Yeah.
She was sitting in the room, like doing her homework or whatever, and then it was the same room, or it was a different room with no girl in it, right? After a little while, it switched.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know that they sold though, because it used to be called Chilled Cow,
Yeah.
and then it became Lo-Fi Girl. So
Well, this was before they sold. They ended up switching. I could be wrong, but anyway, they switched the main cover photo, and it was the room, and she was missing.
okay,
And so somehow there was like an internet conspiracy that she went missing for all this time, and that she was a real girl that went missing.
She was trapped inside of YouTube.
I swear, look it up.
see,
I swear, look it up.
I am not informed on any of this stuff, so I apologize. I don't have a great
you have a
an
TikTok?
opinion on it. I don't. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not.
that's-
That's the thing is, I don't really. I'm not a huge internet guy. I don't really, watch the news or any of that stuff.
I'm an Instagram only guy.
If you spend hours on reels and TikToks and like clips and stuff like that,
And
you'll
podcasts,
eventually find the
yeah.
rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It finds you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, my algorithm doesn't show me anything that the government wants me to see.
Well, I mean,
Or
like
it
I
only
watch
shows you what the
YouTube. I watch
government
quite a
wants
bit of
you to see.
YouTube, so
I'm
there's
pretty
a lot of like the recommended videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's usually just like music stuff. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly I kind of just live and breathe music. So
Yeah.
I don't get
You
super
do
into like
seem like
politics
that.
and stuff.
Yeah, like that's
But-
the only thing that really affects you.
I mean, that's like, I don't know. I'm only here on this world for so long, so it's like may as well do something fun.
You don't
Yeah.
want to leave it nice for the next person.
Oh no, I do. Yeah, I want to leave.
Communism installed. I get it. That's what
No,
ignorance
mu-
breeds. Ignorance
I know,
breeds communism.
I know.
I do feel like
That's true.
like the changing in music does change the world for sure.
I
I feel like
agree.
music has
It
such a
influences.
huge effect on people
Mm-hmm.
and the influences of like where the direction of the world heads. Just because it like really affects people's attitudes,
Yeah,
Yes.
you know.
it's something. I mean, it kind of goes back to like the shows. It's like it's something that can bring people from different parts of life, bring them together
Mhm.
for like a shared experience. And again, it's like, I guess to me, it's like with music, all that other stuff, it kind of
Melts away.
melts away, and that's I kind of like being in that state. And maybe it is being ignorant, and maybe that's kind of the life I've decided to live.
Hey
and
man, ignorance is bliss,
yeah, I
Uh,
guess that's part of it.
and I don't think it's as negative as I actually made it.
No, but yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, there's suffering in the world. I mean, a lot of my music, talks about that sort of stuff. But it's through conversations with people and being appreciative of the things that, or the life that I've had so far, and sharing those stories of suffering. Because I think that there's some beauty in that, and we all can relate in some level.
I think
And-
that's playing your part.
Yeah. And yeah, on that level too, like you're just like a good, like happy person, it seems like.
You are
And
genuinely a nice, happy dude.
Oh, thanks.
sure.
I mean, I try to be
Positive
chill.
guy.
Yeah.
And that like you said, like playing your part, like that goes a long way to like the people in the community, because I think everybody has like the same outlook on you.
Mm.
And I think it really brings people up, it really uplifts people's spirits and definitely affects the community. Absolutely. Has a big impact on the community.
Thanks. I mean, that's good. I mean, it's nice to thank you. Yeah, just trying to show support, and everyone's there's so much talent just here locally, and if I can just show up and encourage others, because I mean, that's the thing is there were people when I started that were really encouraging to me,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, hey, come over and record some, an album, or like here's a show, and like have never heard me play, or would just give me the opportunity. And so like I see it now, it's like an opportunity to give back, because I have a few more skills than I did when I first started. So however I can help, like that's what I want to do. So I don't know. I guess my mind is I think very much like locally, and and just like how can I make a positive impact on the people around me.
I think you are making a difference, dude.
Thanks.
And you have over this short period become a close personal friend of the Broccoli Pod.
Yeah, no, I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
you guys
dude,
are
we're super
awesome
happy
dudes.
to have you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks for
yeah.
having us on your show back
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
that was a
really
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And as far as like affecting it locally too, is like I feel like Reading, of course, I'm sure every person in any town feels like this, but I feel like Reading really has a big part to play in what the world is becoming. Because there's so many talented artists here, and I think that it really all just starts with one place. I think like the changing of the mindsets of the world, of the people of the world, it really does all start. It has to start somewhere, and I think that Reading is, the people from Reading are really going to change things.
Yeah.
I really do truly believe that in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like people like you like really like help people kind of see that it's working, and like kind of see like what people are striving towards, and that like there are good people out there.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's what's cool, is like that's kind of my goal, is to be connected with, all these different groups within the local scene, and try to bring them together. Like that's always been, like I love shows where it's like mixed genre shows, like, a metal band, hip hop artist, and, you know, like an acoustic act. And
Yeah.
because sometimes it's easy to get, you know, siloed in these groups and do your thing, which is awesome,
Yeah.
but also to like open up and see what else is around and how can we support one another.
Yeah.
Because when you have that, like you can have a really even stronger community and play to each other's strengths and like lift each other up.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's happening. I see that now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's happening.
Especially with like the different like fan groups or like just people like that like different genres. You know, you like punk, you kind of like hip hop a little bit, but you really like punk. You go to a punk show, you see a hip hop artist, you're like, oh wow, this guy's actually fucking sick.
Yeah.
You just got a punk fan that you never would have gotten before. Ever.
Totally.
They would never have just come to your show.
Totally.
You know?
And that's the thing is because it goes back to like we have so much in common.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just have to open ourselves up to those experiences and have that patience, and rather than be like, oh, I don't really like that kind of music. Like, well, maybe you just haven't heard, you know, this band that presents it in this way, and maybe you will, you know. So it's, of course, there's like punk bands that I don't like, and there's ones that I do. Just because I don't like those ones doesn't mean I'm stop listening to, you know, like there's such a variety of sounds even within one genre.
Yeah.
So to just be open and like, support one another, and I think it's cool. And the Reading scene right now, like I said, it's so good with the venues. There's opportunities, there's places to play, and they're really supportive of all the different genres. And then like your guys' scene is like awesome. Like Flows by the River was really fun.
That was great.
Yeah, you guys did a great job emceeing too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good.
I really like how excuse me. I really like how, because in previous years, you know, we've done it there before. One of the big things was it's such a big stage, and you feel real small up there. And you know, like the crowd is kind of like dispersed along the whole stage, and with those new pillars that they put in there, and with the way Chaos set up the stage with the lights and the booths and everything, he made the stage seem so much smaller, which I thought was awesome. You know, everybody
it felt really cozy up there.
it did.
It looked better too.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was really cool. Like, just there was a lot of people there. I didn't realize, because you didn't know like how hot it was gonna be, and like, but there was a great turnout.
No, everybody made it. It was cool.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
Yeah. And as soon as the lights the lights went off, as soon as the sun went down, just people really started getting into it.
Yeah, started coming up more and stuff.
Yeah,
like during your set,
Mhm.
and Chaos's set, there's like, everyone did a great job. It was really good.
Everybody was super talented. Even the artists I didn't know as well. We were really like impressed with like pretty much every artist that went up there.
Yeah, it was good. Jay, your song was awesome too.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, that
just
was
a verse,
great.
but
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it was really cool.
Fuck, that shit's delicious. Action Bronson reference, bro. That was tight.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I like
Fuck with
that a
Action
lot.
Bronson.
Because I didn't realize it at first because I forgot about that show. I was like, oh wait, yeah, he fucking does. Fuck, that's delicious. That's like that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I'm all about the references.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Zach, like I said, close friend of the Broccoli Pod.
Yeah.
Dude,
Guys
we
keep doing
appreciate
it.
you
Oh,
joining
appreciate
us
you guys.
today.
Yeah, thank you so
It's
much.
been a really great episode.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Do you want to plug and promote your
Oh
your
man.
pod, your Instagram, whatever you got?
Yeah,
Anything.
Zach Zeller Music on Instagram, and on Spotify, Zach Zeller. Playing a show today, but this probably won't be out. So, but it's Figures, which is a really cool traveling event here in town. So go check out their upcoming shows.
And you post all the shows on your Instagram. So follow him for sure.
Follow the Instagram and stay up to date.
Where's the pod?
Oh, Alive and in Person. It's a podcast where talk to different musicians, and these guys were on it. So check out that episode.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for his after hours, dead and over the phone.
Talk to the spirits. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. Yeah,
Just,
the past musicians. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one with Juice World,
Duke Ellington. The ghost of Duke Ellington.
Kenny Chesney.
It's like a Big Mouth.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
that'd be great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thanks,
Well,
guys.
yeah, dude. Thank you again. It's been another episode of the Broccoli Pod. We're your hosts. I'm Capital J,
I'm Augie Dupre.
and we're here with.
Zach Zeller.
We'll catch you
Got
next
a
time.
lot on my mind, going out for a drive. Holding my head up, it won't pass with time. Getting a call on a Saturday night. The times are changing in the crashing